Okay, let's recap page 53. So this is transferring scale and perspective, and we've already covered in the book drawing basic grids, cone of vision, all that good stuff. So now we're going to get into, if you want to move the height of a stick, which you can use as the height of a person or anything, around in space. So let's start with, let's first start with something very simple. Let's draw our horizon line. And then let's just randomly place a figure into this. So I'm going to say there's the height, and I'm just going to draw the feet. All right, so that's the height of our character. Standing in that, out on the ground plane, there's the horizon. So let's say I wanted to take this figure and put another one standing next to him. Well, that would be quite easy. We just draw parallel to the horizon through the bottom, through the height where they're standing, out to the right. Then we go to the top and draw out to the right. So this transferring height that I'm doing first is the same for 1-point and 2-point perspective. So if I wanted to put a character over here, it would just be moving them right off to the right, and then again the feet. Okay, so there's our character. Shrank his head, but you get the idea. It's just a straight transfer, same height, same position of the feet. But if you want to move them back into space, what you do is you draw from the bottom of the stick, the height, back to the horizon line. And that locates a vanishing point. And it's really like a reference vanishing point because you can put as many as you want. It's not fixed to having only one or two. So all you need to do then is draw, I'll use the straight edge here, the height back, and then anywhere you want to place a vertical line, right, intersecting that baseline and that height line, that would be the height of the person in the distance. And so anywhere you wanted, you could draw, right, another character. There's the head. Again, you can even scale the position of, like, for instance, where the legs end, the height of the head. You can scale anything you want. You could then move them diagonally, and you could say, well, I want to move them sort of back on a diagonal. You could put another reference VP over there, and then you could take your height and draw over to there. Okay, and then anywhere you want to place them over there, there's their height. Okay, and it just doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 points, just a ground plane with a horizon, and that's how we move them around in space. So let's look at another thing where we go and move them in space, and then we're actually going to put them, like the example on page 53, we'll do something similar to that. So again, we're going to start with a horizon line. Just square it up to the frame of the camera. There we go. And let's put our vanishing point here, and we're actually going to draw a hole. Let's do something like this, and then this is going to be similar to the one in the book. I'm going to put a step up like that. Let's see, let's draw vertically now to the horizons. This is just going to be 1-point perspective. So I'm going to go up here, decide on the height. Let's see just a little bit of the top of that. Okay, and then I'm going to draw parallel to the horizon. Okay, so this is a vertical face here. Top there, it's just going out of frame, off into the distance. This is the ground. Let's put a hole in the ground. That's the hole. And now let's take it a bit deeper. So that's the depth. That's the back of it. Whoops, I guess we can see into there a little bit. Yes, we can just see this side of it. And then we draw from there through the vanishing point forward, and that would continue, right, underground. That's where that line would be continuing. Boy, this paper really doesn't like this pen. Not a good material choice. Smudging a bit, but quick construction, you get the idea. There's a hole there in the ground plane, and here we have a box. Okay, so now let's place a person into this scene. Let's put them here, and really all I care about is their height, but let's put them there, and let's put their head here. Let's put their feet there. So there's the height of our person. And now I'm going to say, well, if they were walking this direction, they're going to step into the hole, and I want to know where's their height when they're standing in the hole. So I'd like to scale them back into perspective. So I'm just going to draw along the ground. I'm going to go right across the top of that hole. There's my new reference vanishing point for moving them in space. Here's the height back in space. Okay, and then you could say, oh, well, it's going to hit the edge of the hole right there, or person if they're walking backwards in that direction. And they're going to fall down into the hole. Okay, so we go vertically down, and then we would hit the continuation of the ground in here, and then let's just have them step sideways out into the middle of that hole. So here's where I want them standing on the ground. So what you can do is, since I just went sideways, right, this was where their feet went. The feet went back, hit the edge of the hole, went down to the ground inside, and went over to here. And now what I want to do is I would like to transfer their height. Well, I can't just take this height, right, and stick it inside there. That will be wrong because it's in perspective. It's going back. So what you need to do is just take their height at the ground, right, just like they were walking backwards right before they fell into the hole, right here. I take that height, and I want to transfer that into the bottom of the hole. So you can just do it like this, just with a Post-it, or a ruler, or dividers. Just measure the height. I want the sticky side. Like this. There's the feet, there's the head, and because it moved sideways in the bottom, it didn't go back in perspective. I can just take that height down. Okay, there's the height right there. That's them standing in the bottom of the hole. There's the height. And now I can transfer it out to the side. Okay, and then I can draw up like this, and there would be our person standing. Let's go ahead and draw the feet into here, dotted line, or it's behind the edge of the hole, right, so we can't see their body beyond this line. So there they are standing in the hole. If I wanted to then have them walk in a different direction, you just redo the construction. We know the height at the edge of the hole here, transferred from this, so you just go back in perspective, find a new reference vanishing point, go this way, over to that point, and then anywhere you want to position them, if I want to put them at the back of the hole, you draw your vertical, and now they're standing back here, and we can actually see their feet. If I want to put them on top of this, same sort of thing. Let's see, let's go, maybe I can slide this over just a little bit. Let's go over, another reference vanishing point. It hits the side of the box here, we go up. Okay, and I take this line, I should probably use the straight edge for this one. Height back, here's the height. Okay, and all you have to do is take that up. So let's say there's the feet, there's the head. Go to where it's on top of the box. So it's this one and that one. Feet on the top of the box, head on the top of the box. So that height can go up to there. So we just translate that and move it upward. Now, the reason we can do that is that there's no foreshortening vertically in 1 point or 2 point perspective. In 3 point, you'd actually have to foreshorten that, right? And that's explained when we do the multiplying of our planes earlier in the book. So reference back to that for transferring height and multiplying. You just make a plane, do the X, draw through the center, and project. Anyway, there's our person standing on top. Let's go move them over a little bit so we know we're going to be standing right about there. There's the height. There's the head. There's my figure standing on top of the box. So that's really all there is to it. One of the simplest constructions there is to transfer scale and perspective just by plotting out some reference vanishing points, moving in any direction you want out to the horizon, placing your stick there, using it as your measuring device to then place whatever you want, in this case a figure moving through space. Hope that helps.